Hello everybody, Crafty Andy here, and I just got done seeing the Zoo movie, Zootopia. It was zoorific, zootastic, zoophilic. It's pretty much the same as every Disney film in the past 25 years, but it has animals in it, and they're cute, though not too cute. Overall, good noir story. It plays on the whole concept of prejudices and racism. I guess you could probably parallel it with homophobia too, with predators being 10% of the population compared to prey, huh? Sound familiar? Sounded familiar to me. There's a lot of detail in this movie that you can't notice the first one through as well. And if I'm slurring my words, sorry, I just had my wisdom teeth operated on. They ripped those babies out. And I'm on
fucked up, folks.
Yeah, and I'm on medication right now. Hydrocodone. It's supposed to make me drowsy, so I'm just trying to get this out there before I fall asleep. They told me not to take this with alcohol, but I took it anyways. Not really. So where was I? Oh yeah, so Nick Wilde. Nick Wilde is our main protagonist, yes, along with Judy Hopps. They're trying to solve a mystery of missing animals. And yes, I am getting into spoiler territory at this point. The point is, it's good. It's worth your money. You know, what else do you need to say about it other than that? But, yeah, one thing I have to touch on this movie, and it annoys me a lot because it's the 3-act play that we've seen in 1,000 movies up until this point. If you've lived as long as I have, you've seen this 1,000 times. And I don't even get to watch that many movies anymore. Oh, we have our characters introduced. They get together. At first they're a little, apprehensible towards each other. And then comes the second act where they hate each other for no fucking reason. Well, there's a reason, but I think it was particularly forced in this movie more than it was in a lot of other movies I've seen. I can't really think of any examples offhand, but there's quite a few out there. But this one in particular it just came out of fucking nowhere. And it was so contrived, I guess would be a word to use. And it was over just as quickly as it happened. Like, at one point they figured out, okay, so these flowers are making predators go crazy. Oh, and Judy kind of flubs her words during the speech because she's never given a public speech before. That ends up, consequently, labeling all predators as potential threats to their safety. And sad to say, it didn't delve too much into the prejudice against predators as much as I'd like to see. But
I think they did. I mean, look how.
Well, I meant during that scene afterwards, like where she kind of like causes like a whole bunch of shit to happen. Like instead of having this whole fucking thing where Nick Wilde hates Judy, they should have had a thing where they had like a quell a riot or something. Like, oh, this predator's getting this ass beat for just having fucking jaws. Let's help him out here. But instead they have this whole like separation like we've seen a million times, and it's like it lasts maybe for like 5 minutes. Well, maybe 10 minutes, because you have the whole sad montage of everything's falling apart, her partner's gone, and then they make up. And it's almost like an acknowledgement in the way that Nick comes back. He's like, okay, you did your part. Okay, let's get back together and let's solve our mystery. I don't know if this was intended or not, but the fucking movie like fucking was well played in its own message when it came to the mayor. Because I'm looking at this mayor of the movie and I'm thinking that has to be the villain. That one way or another he's going to be the main villain, and it kind of threw me off there until the mayor was arrested, and all of a sudden the secretary is the mayor, and it's like, I see what you did there. The little meek sheep is the villain. A villainess. Well played, Zootopia. Well played. And I kind of wish there was a little more interaction between the secretary and the mayor, considering their relationship was kind of one-sided, where the mayor is kind of barking orders to the secretary, who is in like a basement office next to a boiler, filling out forms and doing all the hard work of the job. But I digress. It's a great, fantastic movie. Bring your kids, bring your family, bring your furries. I'm sure there's plenty of inspired art to be made, inspired scenes to be made and imagined. I liked it. My husband liked it. I'd see it again. I'd see it again. Just not right now. You know, it would also be nice to see a sequel, just because of the fact that, okay, we got this 3-act traditional story done that we've done a million times. Let's make something a little more unique in the next film. My husband gave me the idea. So with the sequel of Zootopia, they can go into a whole new realm. They can go into a whole new realm with Judy and Nick Wilde falling in love, getting married, and they could have them come home to Mr. and Mrs. Bunny and have like a guess who's coming to dinner spoof. Yeah, remember that movie back in the day? That's what they could do next. Yes, Disney, come on, hire me, hire us. We got your back. Also, I have to give them credit for all the thought that they put into all the little details when it comes to like how a city could accommodate all these species of animals of different sizes and different, what do they call that, ecosystems that are needed in order for them to survive. That was well thought out. I could appreciate all the detail and work that was put into this. This wasn't some slap together, let's have a cute animal movie for all the little kitties and it'll make us some money. I was amused watching Disney cater it to furries and know that they already have the family demographic secured. But one thing I can't wait to see and wait to hear is fucking crazy religious bigots and fundamentalists go after this movie. And there's not... It's always the ones with the loudest mouth. And I have to mention a certain individual, Kevin Swanson. And Kevin Swanson linked the movie Frozen to lesbianism and bestiality.
I wonder if people are thinking, I think this cute little movie is going to indoctrinate my 5-year-old to be a lesbian or treat homosexuality or bestiality in a light sort of way. I wonder if the average parent going to see Frozen is thinking that way.
No.
I think for the most part, they're oblivious. And yet maybe they do pick up on pieces of it, but they just don't get up and walk out.
When it comes to this movie, his pants will probably explode. I can only imagine what horrible fantasies are being thought up in that Christian head of his. And yeah, I know I kind of turned this whole fucking review of Zootopia into a whole rant against fundamentalists, but I just can't help myself. I can't help myself because every day I go on the internet, I look at news articles, and once in a while there's always some fundamentalist ranting away about how Disney's Satan, the media's Satan, everything's evil, everything's trying to make you into a homosexual so you can rape children and animals. But I don't want to get into that too much. So, with all that being said, look forward to making something a little more interesting related to it later. Have a nice night.